Hey, what's up, guys? I am here with Mr. Ty Cook. Super stoked to have him on here and share his TurboTax experience. He's only been an agent for 3 months, came from the solar industry, and he's already leveraging the software and seeing the benefits of it. And I just wanted him to pop on here and share his experience with you guys. Any tips, tricks when it comes to using the software versus not using it, as well as his in-home experience. I know a lot of people using TurboTax or telesales, but he's actually doing in-home. So you can book appointments either way with templates here. So with that, Ty, what's up, man? How we doing?
Doing good. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. And share with the audience a little bit about your experience prior to becoming an agent, and how you got into the industry, and then we'll dive into TurboTax and your experience with the software. But yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I come from, like you said, Zach, solar industry, door-to-door solar.
Mm-hmm.
Lead gen was kind of the name of the game there. You can go knock doors, or you can, have a team that sets appointments for you and go close some solar deals. So been doing that the last 5 years. Sold at a decent level, managed teams, and then really just got to the point with COVID. There was some supply chain issues, so install times were dragged out, and then ultimately
right.
Lead gen was kind of the name of the game. And so if we didn't have leads, it was tough to make things work. So stumbled across a podcast for Bradley and Sean Mike, the owner of FFL, and got connected and jumped on. So we got enough leads, way more leads than we can handle. So it's a perfect fit so far.
Nice. Awesome. Okay. And then, so you've been in about 3 months selling insurance. And then were you texting your clients at all, like manually prior to using the TurboTax software?
Yeah, actually I was. I kind of was, I was like, man, people don't answer, their phones. Like I don't answer any calls, right?
Me neither. Yeah.
If I don't know the number. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was like, man, there's gotta be a better way, a more effective way. Yet I didn't want to deviate from, what my leaders were telling me. Hey, just hammer the phones. So I was actually just texting, like I'd call through a list once, and then I'd go through and just text, their first name. Hey, Tom, ? And I'd get a lot of responses that way. But then because I was doing it manually, I just couldn't,
Hard
it
to
wasn't
keep up.
sustainable. Right.
Yeah.
And then all the people who didn't answer, I would just kind of, they would just kind of go to the wayside. So,
right. You kind of, yeah. Because you don't like logistically, and I mean, you don't have enough time and energy, and your thumbs would start bleeding if you had to text hundreds of people and follow up with hundreds of people every day.
Yeah.
It just, I don't understand how that would be even possible. So yeah, I mean, you're probably thinking, hey, I wish there was a more automated way to do this, because doing repetitive tasks seems like it can be automated. So we can focus on what we're good at, is actually selling, talking to clients, face to face or over the phone. Getting down to business is what we want to spend our time doing, and not, the busy work. So how did you first hear about the software? Was it through another friend or another agent, or how did you stumble across it?
Actually, YouTube. So, with that, I'm always trying to figure out how to set more appointments, because closing in home, if you're there, they want insurance, you have insurance, like it's not rocket science. But setting more appointments was what I was just trying to get good at. So I would search how to set more appointments, texting, setting more appointments. So I saw some videos, and then I stumbled across one of your videos. You were interviewing a different agent, and you just were raving about how, hey, this doesn't take away from, dialing, because if you can talk to someone, you have your tonality and you can leverage that.
Right.
But we can also use this other tool, texting, to kind of like another tool in the tool belt to allow stuff to be happening while we're, focused on recruiting or in home, or, talking to someone, over Zoom. That's working in the background and kind of warming up these leads that we can never get a hold of, because like me and you, I mean, we just never answer our phones. And I feel like that's 70% of, our leads out there, people out there just don't answer.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's how it is. You got the spam blockers, you have people that don't recognize the number. They're busy, they're at work, they're with kids, they're this, they're that. There's a million reasons why someone wouldn't answer their phone, or they just didn't see that you called, But with the text, it's like, it's going to be there. And the open rate for a text is like 99%. Everyone's going to at least take a glance. So even if they don't know the number or whatever, they're going to see what they said. So that is your open door right into at least, hey, I'm here to help. I'm the insurance guy. So, it's crucial. It's almost like essential at this point. Like, you can't just be dialing. I mean, great, but you have to hit them from both angles. You just have to, if you want to make the most of your investment in those leads and you want to resolve every single lead, you have to. I don't see another option really. You obviously you realized that right away. You saw the value. You're like, hey, I'll give this a shot. 14-day free trial. Why not? So tell us a little bit about your experience. Like you got it set up. How was that experience getting it set up? Was it complicated? Was it simple? Did you get stuck on anything? And then also, what happened after your first blast?
Yeah. So super simple. I mean, you guys have the videos that pretty much lay everything out. It's pretty difficult to get lost in there. There was one instance where I uploaded it and it had an error, so I just re-uploaded it and it fixed it. But I guess the user interface is super easy. That's one thing I like because I have used other softwares in the past, in solar that are kind of do the same thing, maybe a little different. Yeah. But they were just clunky. It's like, okay, where do I go to upload? This is super sleek, super streamlined. And I basically just took, a bunch of old internet leads. Like when I first started in January, everybody told me, hey, just get as many leads as you can, the cheapest leads, just to start to kind of practice. Right. So I think I had some 1 month, some 3 months, maybe some instance. But by now, 3 months later, those are, 3, 6, maybe longer. Right. So pretty old leads. So compiled them, threw them in. And then like you guys had said, you're going to get a lot of responses right off the bat of the people who just are not interested.
Right.
Which they tell me no or yes, it doesn't matter to me.
Right.
I'm just trying to, get an answer. So a bunch of people said no. I did like how the system automatically takes them out of the sequence because that's what I was worried about. I was like, shoot, do I need to go in there?
It's all automated.
So I read through. I was like, okay, cool. It takes it out. And so, I blasted. I think my initial blast was like 150 old leads just because you guys had said, hey, just to learn, throw just about 100, 150. And then the next day I was like, oh, this is fine. Like, I'll be able to manage, especially with the lead connector app. That's been a game changer because it, pulls up on real time. I could be driving or I guess we're not supposed to text and drive, but you get the idea, it could pop up while I'm out in the field and I can, check that one off the list or respond. So sent another batch out of about 250 leads. So 400 altogether. And then, it was kind of cool because you press a button and it just goes. And then you just kind of like, at first I was just kind of sitting there waiting. And then I was like, I guess, people will respond when they're ready. So just went about my day and then I'd get random texts throughout the day. And most of them would be no. And then, and then I'd get about day 3, day 4, which is what everybody says. I think the sequence asks them like, hey, is this so-and-so?
Yep.
And a ton of people answered to that or to the one prior, which I think was, I can't even remember the text, but basically they responded. So 2 people responded. And I quickly just kind of used the templates that are in there. I did tweak them a little bit once they were in there. Just said, awesome, I can help you with that. And pretty much try to keep them engaged. So I can help you with that. Are you currently working full-time or retired? Right.
Yep.
And that just kind of opened up the conversation. So
perfect. Yeah. And then, so you were able to book a few, like 1 or 2 appointments so far.
Yeah, book 2. There's like a couple other people that I just like, they're just slow texters. So they'll we're like this drawn out conversation. I'm sure they'll come through, but the 2 people initially, one lady actually booked entirely over text. And she just easiest book ever. I mean, she's like, yep, disabled. Okay. I can be there Friday or Saturday. What day works? Friday, this time or this time. Okay. See you then. Right.
Perfect.
It's like the easiest thing. Showed up. She's like, yep, this is what I want. I want 50,000 of term life. I was like, cool. And then went through and it was super, super easy. And she was super happy too, because she's she was working all the time, or not working, but just busy all the time, just
Right.
forgot about it. She's like, I really need to get this done. So
cool.
Then the second guy, he actually responded, and then I texted him one more time and he didn't answer. And then I was like, okay, well, he told me he's interested. So, I mean, if anything, that's what the software does as well, is it just narrows down who is actually interested. Yeah. So if they don't respond to text, come to find out, he's this older dude, kind of a blue collar guy that just, you could tell, just probably doesn't do well with phones. So call him up the next morning, say, hey, I was texting you yesterday. You're still interested. What are you looking for? He said, oh, this. I said, cool, I'll come out tomorrow. Went out and helped him. He was super grateful. So
nice. Yeah, that's perfect. That's what I do too. Like if I'm texting, if they maybe are slow to text back or they stop texting, but they've shown interest initially, it's easy for me. It's a quick phone call. Like, yo, hey, what's up? My name's Zach. We were texting back and forth, remember? Yeah, in regards to the life insurance or mortgage protection. And then we just pick up from there and I book the appointment or whatever. So yeah, you're right though. All the interested people float to the top, and all the ones that are just hardcore no or not interested, they all go to the wayside, but now they're resolved. So now you have that off your plate, you resolved them all, and now you're going to really help those people that need your help. And that's the beauty of it, where it does it all for you. It's going to drip on them. And then a couple of things I want to mention, because a lot of new users or people that are thinking about becoming a user don't realize is that TurboTax has a built-in DNC scrubber. It's a do not call scrubber. So any numbers that are on the DNC list aren't going to get texted automatically. And that updates every day, 24/7 DNC scrubber that updates every day with the new numbers that are added to that list on the government DNC list. So it protects you against potentially texting someone on the DNC list. So that's built in,
that's awesome.
Which is great. Yeah. And then when people reply stop, it's set up to automatically put them on the do not disturb, and it'll stop texting them. And it'll make it so you don't text them or you can't text them, because legally, if they say stop, you're not supposed to keep texting them. So it does that automatically. And then a big thing, I get this question a lot, is like, oh, do I have to go manually pause the conversation if they responded so it doesn't keep sending the campaign text to them? I'm like, nope, that's automatic. As soon as they respond in any fashion, any text, it's going to pause the text campaign that was scheduled for that specific lead. And then you take over the conversation. So you use the text templates, or you create your own text templates, or respond however you'd like manually. But now you're in charge, and they can tell, yeah, this is a real agent behind, this text message that's actually looking to help me. So that's the beauty of it. It's doing all that legwork that you don't have time to do and you don't want to do. You just want to get down to business. So super, super cool. So, I mean, yeah, so far so good. You got to, obviously the ROI has paid off already.
Yeah, I did the math. I was like, and it was during the free trial too. So I was like, okay, well, I mean, technically, but if I took the monthly rate, I was like, all right, this is like a 23x return, if not more, here coming soon. So I know there's going to be a few more in the pipeline, and I still have, 200-300 old leads sitting. And I'll do my next blast here, probably the beginning of next week.
Perfect. Yeah. The consistency is where it's at. Like each week, do a blast. So, what I do, I dial through them. People that don't answer or they don't expressively say no, I'm uploading them right into TurboTax and then sending them out every week, being consistent with it. And then I was going to mention something as well. So that, that's kind of like my strategy with that. And one thing to notice too is that you're going to get a couple appointments and sales initially in the first week or two, but these texts are scheduled to go out in a full month, right? It's going to be about 6 or 7 texts within a month. So the most exciting ones, and a lot of the big sales I've had and other agents have had, is the last text that goes out. And it's like a last ditch effort. It could be like on week 3, week 4, and then they respond to it and they go, oh, sorry, I was on vacation. I was busy. I was working, whatever. I missed your text, or they haven't, whatever. But yes, I'm interested and I want to book an appointment. And then you're able to book it and sell it a lot of the times. And they see that you're persistent. They're like, hey, this guy, he's persistent. He keeps texting me. He's following up with me, and no one else has done that. No other agents doing that. I should probably reach out and get this taken care of. So, those are fun. The the month in after, and you book and sell some of those. So yeah, I mean, it's two so far, and you're definitely gonna squeeze a couple more out over time as more texts go out. But yeah, I wanted to mention too. So yeah, you have the monthly fee right after your 14-day free trial, and we have what we do with TurboTax is we give all the users $20 worth of text credit right off the bat, so you're not coming out of pocket on the texts. And then every month we give you another $20 worth of text credits, and then it also stacks up. So if you don't use it for 2 months, you'll have $40 worth of text credits, and that'll continue to stack up every month. And then after, if you ended up using all those credits, we have the lowest text rates in the industry, under a penny per text, about 160 characters, under a penny. And most of the companies that are out there that are doing any type of text automation are 2, 3, 4 cents a text, which adds up. So that's how that works. If anyone watching is kind of curious on the pricing structure, and there's a pricing page on the website on turbo-text.com that kind of breaks all that down. But I just want to mention that. So we want agents to make some money. We want you to spend as least amount as possible, leverage the tool, make as most money as possible. That's what I love seeing. I love seeing people win and turn an ROI and actually get a lot of value from the software. So I don't know if you knew that already, but I just want to kind of throw that in there if anyone was curious.
Yeah, and I had actually known a little bit about that using other texting platforms, in the solar industry. Yeah, 4 cents is pretty common to see 4 cents. And so when I saw less than a penny, I was like, wow, this is wild. So yeah, I mean, and the other feature that I liked, and then there's features that I haven't used yet that I'm excited to use. The pipeline feature on the dashboard. So that's part of how I got the second sale is, I am not organized at all. And so what I did when people would respond is I'd move them to, either follow up or set an appointment or closed. And so, getting there in the morning, I could always go through and see if I got any new texts. I saw that I had put this guy in the responded or whatever the category is. I'd put him there, and I was like, oh yeah, he never texted me back. And so that's when I called him. So that as well. And then what I'm really excited to use is the landing page for, I'll probably use it more for recruiting, so agent facing, but I'm really excited to use that and have it all integrated and just really dial out a full on system, an automated system for hiring and bringing people in.
Big time. Yeah. And that's something we're really bridging into, is the recruiting side of things as well as the selling. So yeah, we have a client facing website pre-built, templated out for you. Just plug in your photo and your ID, your license, and you're good to go. And then we also have the recruiting landing page that we're getting a lot of good feedback from other agents using. And you can, post that in your social media or wherever, or run ads to it with the recruiting landing page. And then we are planning on automating even more of the back end stuff. We just automated kind of like Calendly. If you've ever used Calendly, that's awesome. That's all set up now, where it's, if you book an appointment, you just plug it into your calendar on TurboTax, and now it's going to send follow-up reminder text like, reminder, or call in 15 minutes. Here's my website. Reminder, call in 5 minutes. You can even attach a photo. Like I know John Bucher, one of our agents, he has it automated to send out reminder text, reminder email, and then a photo of him and his license right before the telesale phone call, or whatever type of appointment you want to run. So automating all this stuff. This is all integrated, because you look at, like, let's say you needed a texting platform. ClickFunnels is very well known to have like landing pages and stuff, and I know they're like by their own like $100 a month, and then Calendly I know is like $10 a month. So the fact that this is all integrated and is in one and it's all included is like, you can't get more value than that. Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the idea, man. Like, no one wants 15 different reoccurring monthly charges from 15 different companies. You can do pretty much your whole business management through TurboText. And there's more features that we haven't even launched yet that we're planning on it, that include like, auto email, auto text, but full integration with everything. Like we're talking about probably this week, next week, coming out with a a no-show follow-up text campaign. So, in that pipeline, that opportunity pipeline, if let's say you have someone that you scheduled an appointment with, but they ended up no-showing you, you can just drag them, drop them into no-show, and then automatically it's going to trigger a follow-up campaign for, hey, I know things got busy. We missed our appointment this time, this day. I'd like to, let's reschedule, just like a nice little follow-up drip that will try to save that no-show. Because sometimes things come up or they forget or whatever. So, we're little things like that, but having all that automated and taken care of it, so it's out of your head and it's going to do the work in the background, is going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to save a lot of appointments that could have fell through the cracks.
Big time. That's huge. Yeah. And I think that for me, like any commission sales organization, I've been mostly in solar and worked for several companies. They're kind of all similar in the sense that it's like, you can only give so much structure and so much blueprint,
right.
And depending on who trains you or who's your leader, you might get their process or you might get, their process, and some are more organized than others. So this at least gives you, like any agent I bring on, I'm going to say, here's TurboText, use it as I'm going to have them use it as their CRM to track deal flow.
Yep.
And just the full process, right? Especially the fact that it has all those things built in. It's like that one thing just gives so much structure and direction,
right?
Especially for new agents or anybody new to commission only sales. It's a game changer. So I'm super stoked to use it for forever, really.
Yeah. That's awesome. And it's going to keep getting better. We got new features, we got new things, keep dialing it in, making it more, clean and efficient, and obviously more training and whatnot. And just honestly, the mindset's keep it simple, keep it effective, and have it be over deliver the value for the price. So then every agent can afford it, whether they're new or they've been in it a while, and every agent can benefit from it, whether they're new or they've been an agent for a while. So I'm an agent myself, so I know what it's like. I know what agents are looking for, what they need, what's missing. So that's been really helpful for me to come up with software that actually makes sense and it's useful, especially for Family First Life, but obviously any agency or any type of insurance company out there can benefit. So dope, dude. Well, I'm pumped. You got some good results already, and you're seeing the value, and other agents are starting to hear your story and hear other people get some good wins with the software. And it's fun for me to see people winning, making money, and making progress with their business. So super, super cool. We'll wrap it up here, but I just want to say, thanks, Ty, for hopping on. And is there any last thoughts or any last words or any last features you really, really enjoy, or anything else you want to say to maybe an agent that's using it, or maybe an agent that hasn't started using it yet? Anything before we wrap it up here?
Yeah, I mean, everything's built out. You don't really have to think, just get it, especially with a 2-week free trial. I mean, you can't really beat that. I got, 2 deals within that time period. So my invitation to everyone is just use it, give it a try, because you're definitely leaving money on the table. We all have, spreadsheets of leads just sitting there. So you might as well just throw it in there, let it do the work while you're out in the field or protect another family. So just give it a try is my recommendation for everyone. Awesome. Yeah. Why not? Give it a try, see what happens. So perfect, man. Well, I'll let you go. Have a good rest of your day. And thanks for hopping on and sharing your experience. Okay. I appreciate it, Zach. See ya. Later.